All right, everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We'll give everyone just a few seconds to log in. But I wanted to say welcome on behalf of MSDC. Thank you for joining us on this developmental training virtual webinar. So just a few seconds and we'll get this webinar started. All right. So hello, everyone. This is a recorded session, so we're going to go ahead and get started. If you missed anything, feel free to take advantage of the playback that we will be sent out and available on our website. So, hi, my name is Aaliyah Bunch. Welcome to Navigating Cash Flow, and I really would appreciate um, everyone that's joining us today. I'm the director of MBE services here at EMSDC, Eastern Minority Supplier Development Council. Not really able to see everyone that's in the room, but I want to say welcome to all of our members. If you're from outside of the network, thank you for joining us as well. We want to say thank you on behalf of our president, Brian Oglesby, as well. He wasn't able to be here today, but I wanted to thank you for joining us on behalf of the council. This is a three-part series from our partners here at Chase Bank. So we were really excited about their offering this educational development training for you guys. So I'm hoping that you took advantage of our first session. It was a few weeks ago. If you have any questions about that material, please feel free to follow up with us on that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, here. Okay. So today I'm going to introduce our speaker, Mr. Nathan McCann. I apologize about that. He's going to be able to tell you a little bit about what he does for Chase Bank and about our session that we're going to be having today. If you haven't done so, please feel free to check out our website for our upcoming session on September the 12th. We're super excited about our upcoming conference that we're also going to be hosting here in Philadelphia on October the 3rd. So please make sure that you check out our website just so you can take advantage of all the amazing engagement opportunities that are coming up this fall. So without further ado, Nathan, floor is yours. Just to let everyone know too that we'll be going through the presentation. We will be offering some time for Q&A at the end. So please feel free to use the Q&A or chat feature if you have any immediate questions, and we'll make sure to circle back to them at the end of the session, end of the presentation. So thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank you for that introduction. I'd like to thank the EMS DC Council for allowing Chase Bank to deliver this educational content to all your members. Um, just to recap, last month we did a session on the power of capital, and it was really about how do you access capital at a bank. This session is going to be about navigating your cash flow, which is about how do you manage a cash flow that's already coming into your business. How do you determine if you're always at a positive cash flow position? So, a little bit about myself before I start the presentation. I have 25 years experience in the financial services industry. Um, my philosophy is basically how I feel about businesses is if you're not a profitable business, why are you doing what you're doing? Everybody is in business to be profitable. And if you actually don't know how to read your financial statements, then you're really managing your business blind. So I'm also an executive business coach. That's pretty much 80% of what I do here at Chase Bank. So small businesses such as yours, they can enter our program. Our program is a free of charge, and we coach them to their pain points. So some of the areas in which we cover is capital, raising capital, cash flow, business development, operational management, and building a team of your trusted advisors. So thank you for joining me today on this session. As Aaliyah said, this is a series. So our next session will be on September 12th, and it'll be about digital marketing. How do you show up in your community digitally? So we're going to start this session now. Let me move this. Okay, there we go. So again, I'm Nathan McCann. I'm having a little trouble navigating this. Cash flow is the fuel that makes your business run smoothly. So let's define cash flow first. Let's talk about your profit and loss statement. And let's talk about your sales, your revenues. So when we're looking at your revenues, sometimes some small business owners, they think, okay, well, my revenues is my cash flow. And I say to them, no, that's not your cash flow. So the calculation is sales or revenues minus operating expenses equals cash flow. So it's your sales once you take out your expenses is your cash flow. So we have a survey here. My hope is to, after this session, you will be more confident, very confident, of managing your cash flow. And one of the other things I want to say to you all, everybody who attends this today will receive also a workbook. In our workbook, everything that is mentioned in this presentation is also in our workbook. So I want you all to take a look at this survey and see where you're at in your mind. Now, the other thing is, for this session, we will take all questions at the end. So make sure you write down your questions through this webinar, and then we'll have some time at the end to answer all your questions. So today we're going to cover cash flow basics, maximizing cash in, part 3, minimizing cash out, and part 4, making cash work for you. Part 1, cash flow basics. 50% of businesses are operating with fewer than 15 days cash buffer, which basically means they have only less than 15 days of cash flow. So just think about it. You have 30 days in a month, right? If you have only 5 days of cash flow, that means you only have 5 days of cash flow before you have to make a payment or a payable. So let's also define cash in and cash out. Cash in would be your receivables. Cash out is your payables. Shelter from the storm. Cash buffer days give you confidence that you know that you will not be inundated with overdue bills. So the longer your cash buffer days are, the more flexibility in your cash flow that you have. So if you have more than 15 days of cash flow, you're probably in a good spot as a business owner. You probably have cash flow that you can free up to pretty much do a lot in your business. Now, what does cash flow pay for? Or on this slide, type of cash receivables, inflows, and type of cash outflows, payables, right? So some of you may have seen cash flow statements in your financial statements where you have operating cash flow in and out, you have investing cash flow in and out, and you have financing cash flow in and out. So, an operating cash flow that's coming into your business is from operations, it's from sales, from your operations. Now, an outflow of cash going out of your operations would be simply a payable. Maybe you're paying rent or utilities. So, investing a cash in would be if you sell a piece of equipment or if you generate some type of cash in from maybe you loan another business money. Now they're paying you back. Cash in. Investing a cash out would be you purchased a piece of equipment. From financing, say if you got a loan from a bank and the proceeds from the loan of the bank you received, that's a cash in. But when you start paying the loan back, that becomes a payable, a cash out. So when you get your books, you will also see a fantastic tool that we have here at Chase. It helps you in your cash flow analyze your cash flow. We call it the business cash flow tool. So the business cash flow tool is a tool that is designed to help you figure out your cash flow, your bottom line, your profit in your business with whatever period that you are analyzing. So you could be analyzing a quarter and you might say, well, I want to figure out what was my cash flow for the first quarter. So you work with this tool, you put the information in, and it gives you a total of what your cash flow was, your net cash flow for that period. So it's a fantastic tool. I would encourage everybody when you get your book to make sure that you go into this tool and work with it. And these are some examples of the tool. So you see here, once you put the information in, inflows, receivables, it will create a line item for you. So you actually are seeing what you're putting in. It's the category, description, frequency, date deposit. Now that date deposit is directly related to what's going into your bank account, your business bank account. Outflows, same thing. Now you're putting in your payables. So it also creates a line item. Goes through the categories, the description, frequency, date withdrawal, and amount. Then it gives you your results. Once you go to results, you're analyzing your results. The good thing about this particular tool is that you can download the information or you can print it. Now, this is like I said, a fantastic tool. Now, another way that you can pretty much analyze your cash flow, you have to be looking at your P&Ls each month to see specifically what your bottom line is, what cash flow, what profits came into the business. If you're at a positive cash flow or a negative cash flow. Again, this is just saying you should do some homework with this tool. You'll receive a workbook after this meeting here, this webinar, and I would encourage everyone to work this tool. Maximizing cash in. Now, we said cash in is your receivables. So 4 ways to identify and make the most of your business opportunities. Know your competition. So what does that mean? That means I should be knowing my competition, knowing their price points, knowing what the competitive advantage that I have on them, and then also knowing if your pricing is competitive. If your pricing is out of line with your competitors, then maybe you don't know specifically who your customer is. So we also have another tool in this workbook. It is a competitive analysis in which you can actually do an analysis on your competitors to see specifically if you are priced right and if you're competitive based on their characteristics, the products and services that they offer, their competitive advantage, and yours in your business. Very important that you know that. It's very important that you also know your ideal customer. So, and this is just gives you a little graph on what that tool looks like. And you want to be right there in the middle. Right there in the middle. If you land your business right there in the middle, that means you're very competitive against your competition, your competitors. Segment your customers. Know your customers so that you can more strategically build loyalty and expand your base. So, knowing your customer is just basically who is your ideal customer. So, this goes to your best customer, your sustaining customer, your lookalike customer, and your aspirational customer. All of these customers have different characteristics and different traits. So in your book, again, I'm going to say all these exercises in this book is designed to help you and your business and start to help you think about strategically, intentionally, how do I market and how do I get more customers? More customers is directly related to more cash flow, more profits. So the best customer, what type of people typically fall into this category? What sales goals can you set for these customers? In what ways will you reach out to these customers? The sustaining customer, what type of people fall into this customer category? What sales goals can you set for these customers? In what ways will you reach out to these customers? Same questions. Your lookalike customer, same thing. What type of people typically fall within this customer category? What sales goals can you set for these customers? And what ways will you reach out or market to these customers? Now, in your book, make sure it has, in that homework slide, it has examples and definitions of each of these type of customers. So, for example, your aspirational customer, zero in zero in on customers who will take your business to the next level. Your aspirational customer is the customer that's going to advertise your business. They're in love with your business. They tell everybody else about your business. They encourage other people to buy from you. Okay, so questions. We have a chat here. If anybody have any questions at this time, um,
Let
let's
me
chat
just
about it.
jump in for a second, Nathan, because I was too busy over here getting schooled with this amazing information. So I want to just make sure that everybody is just keeping up and staying on track with the overview on making sure that you guys are aware that, you know, the cash, managing your cash flow and how to track it through this amazing tool that Nathan has just walked us through. So is this a digital workbook that you're going to be providing everybody with today, Nathan?
Yes, so I'm gonna send the workbook over to Meg,
Okay.
and she'll be able to um, send that workbook to everybody as a PDF file.
Okay.
Now, also, if anybody wants a hard copy of that workbook, all they have to do is send me an email and put their address in the email, and I will mail them out a hard copy.
Okay. So let me just make sure that I'm reiterating that this is a free tool that's accessible to you guys. You can utilize it to track the data of your customers' goals as well as your cash flow. And I know a lot of our MBEs or our entrepreneurs are super excited about figuring out how to pay themselves. So you'll be able to kind of see the cash going out, the cash coming in, and just be able to have a better idea of how to assess some of the goals for you and your customers. So I appreciate all of those takeaways. And I'm going to see here if we have any questions here in the chat. I see that you have one of your lovely colleagues here. So I think we're going to take a few questions from this portion of the presentation before we get into some more content, guys. So let's see if I can scroll down. And this, yes, we will make sure the presenter's information is available um, for follow up, and actually could put them in the chat as well. But we'll make sure that you guys get that information with their presentation follow up. So I think that's one question that I had is the contact information for the presenter. Do you see any others, Nathan? And let me make sure I'm navigating this
I
correctly.
can't.
Okay.
I actually can't see anybody on the chat right now.
I just see one that's asking for an
Okay,
email.
so
So
one
if
is
I'm missing
saying,
these questions, guys, send them straight to me so we can make sure that you guys are getting the most of your time right now. Um, And so I'm going to let you get into the rest of your presentation, and I will jump back on just to make sure that we are answering these questions that are here in the chat. So thank you.
okay. Now, remember, at the end of this, you can reserve all your questions to the end of the presentation. The value of segmentation. So this really means that you should start to segment your customers and then also tailor your communications to those customers, reward loyalties, and identify new audiences. So it all depends on also what industry that you're in. So this starts to get into a little bit about um, marketing to the right client, and what channels that you want to market to these clients. So this is if you're retail, reward loyalties. You can have a, a rewards program. So you can have a customer retention program. I talk a lot about retention programs with my mentees, because retaining customers is the easiest way, easier than getting new customers at sometimes. Um, Part three here: consider your prices. Again, directly related to your competition. Habits change, costs shift, competitors attempt new strategies. You have to be also nimble in your business. So you have to be flexible. If you start to see new trends, you have to move with your new trends. So for example, I'm gonna give you an example. If some people on this call, they might have remembered Blockbuster. Blockbuster used to have video stores. So, but Blockbuster didn't keep up with the streaming trends. So start some streaming services started to put them out of business. Redbox put them out of business, but now streaming services is putting Redbox out of business. So as a business owner, you have to move with the environment, the community, and trends, and keep your price competitive. Pricing that's good for you and your customer. Bundle items and services. So you see a lot of insurance companies do bundling. Discount on volume orders. So that's really wholesaling. So if you have clients that start to want bundles from you, so with your unit price, you can give a little discount on bundle or volume orders and still make money. But to make money, you have to know your margin, your gross profit margin. And really, your gross profit margin represents the cost of what you pay for your goods and the sales price. So remember that. So, and there is a calculation. You can actually figure out what is your margin. And you should know your average margin, gross profit margin for your industry. Favorable payment terms for longer commitments. So if you got clients that are giving you longer commitments, you can give them terms. You can start creating what is called accounts receivables or receivables. Clients who owe you money maybe 60 days, 30 days, 60 days out. Part four, collect your sales. Collect on your sales. Well, a sales is not good unless you collect it. So you have to offer your clients multiple ways of paying you. It could be cash, could be credit, it could be Cash App, Venmo. So there's lots of digital ways now that clients can pay you. You have to really, the more options you offer, the quicker you can get your money and get paid. There's also invoicing systems, and most banks now have invoicing systems that you can look into that could help you also invoice your customer and then get paid electronically quicker. Electronic payments, well, cash is always king. That's, if you give me cash, it's cash. But electronic payments also are an efficient way of getting paid. How to improve your receivable process: update payment policies, invoice faster, monitor and follow up on accounts receivable, monitor bank accounts, and focus on process efficiencies. So the quicker you invoice, quicker you can get your money, but you still have to have a collections policy available. Because, for example, say if you're a company, you're a cleaning company, and what's hurting your cash flow is that people are not paying you on time. Well, you should have in that policy or in that contract that you are able to collect if payments are not received on time. Now, to do that, though, you should all be talking to an attorney. How do I collect? How do I incorporate this into my contract? Because nobody wants to be reported to a collection agency. But you're running a business too. Okay, got another chat. We're going to take this chat, we're going to hold it to the end, but it's the same thing. Anything you want to share, just write it down, and we're going to talk about it at the end. Okay, luminary displays. In your book, you're going to have some case studies. This one is about luminary displays. Disorganized invoicing led to a delay in payments on a big contract. As a result, the business almost ran out of money. Right? So, in your workbook, it's going to have a full case study. I encourage everybody to read that, because cash flow is something that you have to manage. Just can't say, I need a line of credit, or I don't have enough money. You have to manage your cash flow in your business. Minimizing cash out. Remember, we said cash out would be what's going out of your business is your payables. What are you paying? Now, I always think and tell clients, now, business is not too much different from your personal life. If you have a personal budget, you know what's coming in and you know what's going out. Well, in your business, this is it's the same thing. It's your budget. You should know what's coming in to your business and you should know what's going out of your business. The only thing about business is that you may have receivables coming in or cash in at any time. Most of the time, personal budgets, you're either going to get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or maybe sometimes people pay you monthly. So, vendor relationships. When we talk about vendor relationships, we're talking about people that you do business with, that you owe money to, vendors that you're using for your business. And I recommend each year you should go through your vendors list and try to negotiate better pricing. We do this in our personal lives. We look at our personal budgets, and one of the things that's big is car insurance. You're like, wow, this is outrageous. I got to get a new car insurance company. And you start looking. So it's the same thing in your business. If you have vendors, their pricing starts to get outrageous. It starts to affect your cash flow. You have to go through your vendor list and start negotiating better terms or pricing with your vendors. So, also in your book, you have more field work. I call it field work. Your book says a worksheet. Some of it says um, field work. I mean, homework. I call it field work because it's doing research for your business. And this is basically what I just talked about. Write down your vendors, go through your vendors, see if you can renegotiate better pricing or maintain the pricing that you have. Because to manage cash flow and to improve your margins, there's only two ways to improve your margin, your gross profit margin. You either have to raise your pricing, right? Or you have to decrease your cost. So that's the only way you can improve your profit margin. And this is one of the big ones. Negotiate with your vendors. So grandma's place, small takeout restaurant that uses a lot of containers, utensils, and napkins, was a great was a bit better pricing on those products by placing monthly orders. So she was able to get better pricing, right, by placing monthly orders instead of daily orders, right? So the point of this is you have to also look at your inventory and manage your inventory. So if you don't manage your inventory well, you'll end up with stale inventory on the shelves that you can't get rid of. So there's something called inventory days on hand. The longer you have inventory on the shelf and can't turn it into cash, is going to affect your cash flow. So grandma's place figured out, you know what? We can't be making these weekly orders, it's costing us a lot of money. Let's start making monthly orders and let's kind of gauge how our business is coming in. And with the restaurant business, everybody knows sometimes you might go in a restaurant, oh, we don't have that today. Well, sometimes it's better if they don't have it than if it's stale or bad, where they have to throw it out, costing them money. High performing teams, which staff members are needed for essential tasks. So now you're starting to look at your team, your staffing, and you're looking at some systems that you have in place that can also help your cash flow. And it all depends on what size business that you are. If you're a small business, all your workers should be producers. What tasks can be automated, cut back, or outsourced? It's all about kind of figuring out how can efficient can our business be? Can we cut back on some things, or can we outsource some services that'll be cheaper than if we do it in-house? What can you delegate? Delegating your authority. You're the owner. You can't do everything yourself. You have to find ways of getting help. Are these gaps that can be filled with a contractor or intern? So you may live near colleges. right? A lot of the colleges have what is called a handshake program. And with the handshake program, you can get an intern. They can post your job and you may be able to fill it, but at a lower cost. There's some programs here in the city of Philadelphia. Check with the Commerce Department. They have a jobs program right now where I believe they will pay a certain percentage of the worker's salary. Real estate. Do you still need space, the space you currently rent or own? Can you renegotiate your lease? Sometimes with real estate, um, you might have a lease. You might have what is called in the Philadelphia area, you might have what is called a triple net lease, which costs you more. Um, it's always best to negotiate a lease where you just have your rent and utilities, right? So sometimes it may be an option where if you can purchase real estate for your business, it's a better or cheaper option than renting. It all depends on the situation. But this conversation is all about managing the cash flow and being efficient in your business and lowering your cost. Spending on inventory. So I kind of talked about that already. Inventory ties up cash. So it's important to always have just the right amount. Because if you buy too much inventory and get stuck with it, and even if you can't put it on clearance, well, I would recommend as you go through your inventory, as time goes by, some of those items should go on sale and you'll still make money as long as you don't sell it below cost. So watch your inventory. Baby Boutique, a neighborhood store, tried to anticipate every request. All that stale inventory was a significant drag on its cash, right? So ask yourself, why would inventory be a drag on your cash? Because inventory is cash. It has to be converted to cash. If it's stuck on your balance sheet as an asset that you can't get rid of, it's costing you money. So marketing, focus your marketing spend on initiatives that are most likely to deliver. So when I see this slide, it tells me if you're a small business, you still need a marketing budget. You may say, well, I don't have enough for a marketing budget. Most businesses, they charge, the percentage that they use on marketing is 2 to 5% of their gross sales. So whatever your gross sales is, you should be spending at least, that's the minimum of 2 to 5%. You might see businesses spend 10% of gross sales on marketing. But the point here on this slide is that you have to make sure whatever you spend it on marketing, that how are you going to measure the success of that marketing campaign or initiative or strategy? So you have to keep close, you have to stay close to marketing and its results. Part 4. So we're winding down. So make your cash work for you. So Recognize how money moves through your business has never been more important. Now, what that really means is you have to know what your cash flow cycle is. You have to know how cash is moving through your business. You have to understand it before you can manage it. If you don't understand how cash is moving through your business, it's going to be hard for you to manage your cash flow. So you got to anticipate when those sales are coming in. Pretty much you'll know what payables need to go out because normally payables are the same each month. They might vary just a little, but generally you will know what the payables are. It's the revenues coming in. And don't forget about our tool. Now, okay, we are, excuse me.
Nice. So I hope you guys were able to take down some notes. I just want to kind of give you guys a few minutes for some Q&A, but let's just make sure that we are kind of fleshing this out a little bit. So just to make sure you guys understand how this ties into leveraging your EMSD certification. I'm like super excited that I made it to this session. We purposely aligned these sessions to go right after our post-certification webinar. So if there's anyone that was just on a post-certification webinar that was able to jump on today, kudos to you. Because we just spoke a little bit about identifying your targets, researching your competition, and being innovative within your industry and how this is going to help you scale and grow your business and get to the next level. I'm really excited about this tool. Looking forward to recommending a few folks to it already. So if anybody has any questions about just basically how to utilize it, I also really appreciate you. And we're going to be doing a lot more programming that talks about customer retention and how this being efficient plays into you being able to go to the table and negotiate for, better pricing along the line by being having these best practices in place and showing that you're capable and you have the capacity and you have understand your cash flow. It makes it easier for you to ask for funds. It makes it easy for you to track those funds and tell your key stakeholders what you're actually spending them on, what costs you have been able to, you know, mitigate in the process, how you were able to save you and your clients money. So this, even if you're not in the financial sector and you're not like a subject matter expert in this industry, it gives you a better hand so that you'll be able to reiterate this to your clients and so that they know that you're well prepared to handle any amount of cash that's coming your way. So I really appreciate you mentioning some of these major takeaways. Assessing your business needs, and understanding your cash flow. And let me just make sure that, we dropped the email. So if you guys needed to follow up on any more direct questions, and if you're looking for folks that you can actually connect with at the bank for different topics, just make sure you reach back out to Mr. Nathan. He's been amazing. We're looking forward to the digital marketing content that's coming up in a few weeks. I was trying to see if I had any questions. Well, I guess what I was trying to figure out was while wait, since you guys are being shy, I'll just do the learning here right now. I was like, so what I was trying to figure out is this is a fillable form that when you are able to enter different things that's according to industry or practice, will it give me different results as far as my competitors? Or is this just like a general overview to tell you how to research and assess that information?
So the cash flow tool helps you to figure out your cash flow, your
Okay.
profits in your business. So it doesn't give you an overview of what your competitors are doing, right? Your competitive analysis will help you do that,
Okay.
right? So there's a few things in this workbook. One is a cash flow tool, and there's actually on Chase, it has the link in the workbook that's going to take you directly to a full course that you could take for cash flow.
Okay.
Well, it'll help clients and your clients understand more about their cash flow, right? But the competitive analysis, now you're starting to think about what are my competitors are doing, and is my pricing and my competitive advantage, how do I stack up against my competitors?
Okay.
Good, great question.
Well,
Any,
thank you for that. I will definitely be utilizing that information. I hope you guys, if you're looking to see if your pricing is on target with the competitors that are in your region or in your market, definitely look into how to utilize that tool. So thank you for that. Um, and are we going to be introduced to Kim? It's almost the end of the call. Hi, Kim.
yes,
Thank you for joining us today. We're happy
Randall,
that you was able to join us.
yes,
thank you.
I have my colleague with me today, Kim Chan. Kim, wanted you to tell everybody about your role
Sure,
and what you do here with
sure,
Chase, with our One Chase team.
sure. So my name is Kim Chan. I'm a business relationship manager for Chase. I've been doing it for over 20 years in retail banking, and my role is to help manage my clients, adding value to the business and help their business grow. It could be from day-to-day banking, access to capital, taking advantage of fraud protection, online platform, and many things, even business lending.
Hey.
So one of the other things, Kim, I wanted to ask is, in the tools and products that we have here at Chase, how can that help clients also manage their cash flow?
I mean, yeah, a lot in terms of the products we have. We have credit cards, we have business line, business term loan, commercial lending, as well as online platform, and basically checking and savings account solutions we offer that would definitely help manage clients' day-to-day banking and access to cash flow.
So that's wonderful, Kim. Thank you for injecting that information. So as Chase partners, we like to go to market as a team. So often you'll see some of my team members on some of these calls, some of these webinars with me. So clients can get a better understanding of how Chase operates as a bank. Then also, you'll see on your screen here, we have a survey. Our survey helps us design more educational products for you all. So anybody, please do the survey. My name is under Wilmington, Delaware. That's where you'll find me in the survey. But I want to again thank the Eastern Minority Supply Development Council for having me on today. And I hope to see everybody in a month at our next interaction in our call. And hopefully also I'll hope to see everybody in October in person.
Yes, yes. We're looking to get Nathan at our Aurora conference. I'm so happy you mentioned that because it looks like he is in looking to attend so and participate in all the amazing developmental programming that we have planned for you at the Aurora conference this year. So please, guys, keep checking out the social media and the registration page. They're being updated constantly. And I also wanted to just thank Nathan and Kim again, and Kim for coming in and making you guys understand that our banking partners, they give us a lot of education. Banking relationships are very important. So make sure if you don't have a bank home, that you guys are establishing a banking relationship for your business so that when you need funds and you need advice and you need financial insight, you have someone that you can trust. Okay, so let's make sure that you guys understand that. And I definitely want to shout out Chase Bank again and thank them for being one of NMSDC's national partners. They currently have a national certification initiatives. These folks are not just talking the talk; they're walking the walk and investing in our diverse businesses. So I wanted to thank you guys for that as well. And feel free to tell any of your friends that may want to get certified about the certification initiative on the NMSDC website with Chase Bank. And office coming up on September 30th. You guys want to come out. join our golf clinic and learn how to engage with our partners on the golf course. We're also doing fundraisers for our youth entrepreneur programs. So we're super excited about that. And it's just tons of things coming up. We have 2 Med Week events. I didn't get a chance to invite you, Nathan, to Med Week events, but I'm going to send you the calendar because all of our partners, all of our advocacy partners in the city are hosting events. So we're super excited about partnering with the Hispanic Chambers for a resource fair. And we're also going to be doing a certification webinar with WeBank and the IBA NGLLC. So we're really excited about our radical collaboration and just partnering with all our local partners to make sure that we bring you guys impactful programming. So thank you again for joining us today. Hope to see you guys soon. Register for next month's webinar. I do not want you to miss out on that free education. And thank you again, Nathan and Kim. We look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Thank you, Leah.
All right. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.